Good morning, everyone. I love seeing all your awesome faces out there, and it's kind of a cool format to see you spread across and wide and deep. It's a great group that we have. I've heard that this is the biggest group that we've had in history. Is that right? Yeah? So, as Tim says, I am the co-founder and president of Massage Heights, for those of you that don't know me. The company was co-founded with my husband, Wayne. My brother, Glenn Franson, is one of our partners, and I do have several other family members in the organization as well, so it's truly a family brand. And you guys are an extension of that family, of course. So, today I want to get into why we're here. We have a vision that together we will elevate the lives of 32 million people, helping 32 million people become the best versions of themselves. That is our vision. What does it take to make a vision this big a reality? I mean, 32 million people, that's a lot of lives to touch, right? The answer is actually in this year's theme, engagement. It takes engagement. What does that mean? What does engagement look like? Just yesterday, my partner and brother Glenn Franson, who I brought up a few moments ago, was actually telling me a story about how he met his now wife Stacy, who I get to call my sister. He was telling me that from the moment he met her, he knew that he wanted her in his life forever. And so naturally, the courtship began. They began dating, they fell in love, and he eventually asked her to marry him. They got engaged. So what does it mean to get engaged? Well, if you look at engagement through the eyes of two people in love, it simply means a plan to commit. When you're engaged, you commit that you love one another and you want to spend the rest of your life together. You have an engagement party, you start planning the wedding, and eventually you get married. What does that mean? That means a commitment to love, a commitment to be patient with one another, a commitment to work through things when they're hard, and things will get hard, for sure. Anything truly worth having takes work. No different than what we have here in this business. I actually thought that was such a great example of what the word engage actually means. And it's something that we can all relate to, right? We've all experienced love most likely, and we've all experienced a commitment to something, whether it's a person or a thing. So I loved that example. To be completely candid, I was actually struggling with my opening remarks. I think this is version 4, by the way. And so he continued to give me examples on the plane flying from San Antonio to Las Vegas. The next, I think, is one really great example that I really want to acknowledge. And he gave this example to me as these people were passing us by on the plane. I thought, God, that is such a great example. So Engagement is our strategic partner, Jen Burlington, who has 3 of the top performing retreats in the country, who we seem to meet on this plane ride nearly every year, either coming from San Antonio or leaving the convention site back home. And every year in tote with her, and by her side are Chad and Lauren. That's her team. She's here to learn and to help them learn, to give them the tools to grow the business and to grow personally.
Thank you.
Jen gives back to our franchise family in so many different ways. She's involved on the team council. She's our area developer in Dallas, which means she's committed to the Dallas strategic partners to help them get on their feet and get their businesses to where they need to be successful and profitable. She tries new things and tests new things and is willing to contribute her time and often her money for the better of everyone. And every single year, she attends this conference and she brings her key personnel. To me, that's engagement. It was actually one of these very conferences, 5, 6 years ago, that I recall Jen proclaiming that she was going to find the very best and learn from them. And she did just that year. At that conference, I remember she spent most of her time with Larry and Debbie Weatherford, Brian and Julian Reed, and the Canadian leadership team. And from then on, her business thrived. And to me, that is engagement. In that example, I want to go off of my script here and just, if you see somebody new, find them, take them in, help them. They all want that opportunity to learn from the absolute best. Be that Larry or Debbie Weatherford, who sat with Jen Burlington and gave her the tricks of the trade and helped her just get to that next level. Engagement is Barb and Mike Choctaw, one of our newest strategic partners. They have 2 really beautiful 2.0 retreats in Colorado Springs. I was there not very long ago, and her team members went on and on and on about how amazing they were. And one of the things that made them just so amazing, it's a small thing, is that every single weekend, either on a Sunday or a Monday, they bring a home-cooked meal to their teams. To me, that's engagement. They love them there because of this. They're committed to Mike and Barb because of this. That's engagement. Engagement is our supplier partners who have so graciously sponsored this year's event. And due to their commitment to our success, we will have success if we engage with them. Our success is their success. So a very special thanks to each and every one of you. We could not do this without your partnership. We really appreciate you guys. Engagement is our group of team council members that commit their time nearly every single month to discuss issues that are going to help our brand advance. Discuss the issues that are important to you, the things that you feel are necessary to help advance your business. They work diligently with their constituents and with the corporate team to bring opportunities to the forefront, and that takes commitment. That's engagement. So thank you to our team council members. Engagement is Brad and Lisa Moore from Colorado, who actually made a trip to Washington, D.C. about 2 weeks ago. And they made that trip to lobby on Capitol Hill for all franchisees in this room. They lobbied on Capitol Hill for franchise businesses. They lobbied on Capitol Hill for small businesses. And they learned a lot, experienced something really cool. And Lisa happened to accept a pretty awesome award while she was there. And I'm so proud of you, Lisa. I'm so happy that we got to spend that time together. That's engagement, just going above and beyond to do the things that improve your business. Engagement is our Chattanooga strategic partners, Alan and Janet Ryman, who religiously donate $50 per month to the Heights Family Fund because they've personally experienced what a small grant can do for a team member in need. Speaking of the Heights Family Fund, I can't help but thinking about the strategic partners and their team members in the Carolinas, where the flooding is just devastating and already many, many lives have been lost. I'm not even sure if we have any of our Carolina franchise partners here. Oh yes, yay. We're glad to have you here. Last year, at almost this very time, Houston and Florida were both impacted by Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Irma. And because of the fundraising efforts at our national conference last year, and because of the generous donations of our strategic partners, our board members, and some of our team members, we were able to help over 55 people who were in a crisis situation after the hurricane. Many people lost their homes, their cars, clothing, children's toys. And while the grants that we gave were no larger than $1,000 in each of those situations, we were still able to make an impact because of your commitment and the engagement of those who contribute. Thank you so very much. I hope again you'll open your hearts and open your wallets. And if you've never donated to the Heights Family Fund, that you'll start making that contribution on a regular basis. Your contribution does not have to be thousands or even hundreds of dollars. As we've said before, just $1 a week or $1 every 2 weeks from each one of your team members would make a big impact on the fund and our ability to provide grants to people who need it. We've given grants to people who've needed brain surgery, heart surgery, buried children, all sorts of things, in addition to the hurricane victims. So please think about that this week. If you can't count on family, who can you count on? And our team members are our people, and we want to be able to help them when they're in need. So engagement is commitment to putting our people first. I'm giving lots of examples, but I can't help it. Engagement is Roy Moreno, right here, our Potranco Village, San Antonio lead massage therapist, who has shown up for his shift every single day for about the last 11 years almost. We're a good 10 and a half in, right? He shows up with passion for the guests and for the members and for the team he leads. And he's been committed and loyal to our family. Thank you, Roy. That's engagement. I'm trying to call as many people out as I can, and I know there's so many of you and so many stories. Engagement is John Weathers and his team in Dallas, Texas. Yes, you guys, who've not only earned rock star status with their Stonebridge Ranch retreat, but who've also turned 2 struggling retreats into thriving stores with teams that love to come to work and love who they work for. Engagement is Teresa Castro. I know she's in here somewhere. Telling me just last night how she segmented recent system-wide reports, took Canada out of them just to find that she has a retreat that does more revenue per room than any other U.S. retreat. Is that right, Teresa? She's competitive and engaged. She took the time to segment that report to get those numbers and then call me over and share it with me. I love that. Look, this business has changed over the years. Those of you that have been with us for more than the last 3 or so, 5 or so, you know, you've seen the change. The business has changed, the industry has changed. And in some ways it's easier, in some ways it's harder. Let me give you an example. When Wayne and I first started Massage Heights, we had the hardest time even getting landlords to accept us as tenants. Not just us, but every franchisee that we brought into the system. It was hard. We had to jump through hoops to convince management companies that we were a professional, ethical company. Hell, no one really even knew what a massage franchise was at that time. No one really thought that it was something professional unless it was expensive, a high-end spa. There was language in the leases protecting the big box tenants from allowing masseuses, boo, boo, into the property. We had to fight tooth and nail just to get a lease, proving that the states had conditions regulating massage therapy establishments, and that we were in fact providing a professional service. Those days are over. Today, landlords seek us out on a daily basis. I get my email box filled up with landlords saying, please come here, please come here. They want us in their centers. They know this is a great business model. It's proven, and that we make great tenants. So while some of us think that things are tough today, in my eyes, there's really no difference between then and now. Things that were hard are easy, and things that were easier have become more challenging. But there's an opportunity in that. While today there may be more competition, we actually have a brand today. We didn't have a brand. We had no brand back then. We have a culture. We have a mission, a reputation. We have a vision to elevate the lives of the people that we touch by putting people first, whether that's our team members, our franchise partners, or the guests and members. No one in our space can compete with that. We may not be the biggest, and we never will be. Can't catch up with our largest competitor. But we strive to be the best in everything that we do. And that we have control over. You have control over that. Massage Heights. Our brand name alone sets the expectations super high. We claim to be the elevated brand. We claim to provide an elevated experience for our guests and team members and our franchise partners. When you proclaim that you are the best, you must show that in all of the details. Massage Heights was never meant to be a discount brand. We are a value brand. Our value proposition is that we provide an elevated experience at an affordable rate. It doesn't mean couponing. It does not mean discounting. It means positioning the brand in a unique way through our marketing messages, through the unique branding language that we use, and through the retreat experience that we provide for our guests, members, and team members. An elevated brand takes the overall experience very seriously. It's in the details. Think about what your expectations are as consumers today. Our customers expect cleanliness, great customer service, a good massage or facial, but in this day and age, those things alone can't compete. We must be forward thinking. We must anticipate what the customers want before they even know it. And we must provide the environment that today's customers expect. Massage Heights 2.0, the very best version of us in all aspects. Today, we are attracting therapists in markets all over the country that are leaving our largest competitors. I heard stories from many of you last night. Kansas City 2 months ago told me they couldn't hire therapists. Today, yesterday, they told me they have plenty of therapists. The therapists are coming from all over the place. Colorado, same thing. San Antonio and Austin, I know the same thing is happening. The tide is turning, and it's our time. Our competitors have all been bought and sold by private equity multiple times. With each transaction, the culture, the values, the human element, they're lost. They're lost. And because of this, we have a very, very unique opportunity to position our brand as the family-owned and operated brand that it is, with family values that translate to the local level through all of you, and to show that we truly put our people first. Additionally, we are the only organization in this space still operated by its original founders. And we happen to be the only company in our space founded and led by a woman. That's important. It's important because this gives us the ability to provide a truly elevated guest and team member experience. It is unique brand positioning. It's something that no one else can really replicate from the culture that comes from who we are at our very core. They can't do it. Just this week, Amazon announced that they would be delivering Christmas trees. Wow, how convenient is that? Convenient, but sort of sad at the same time. To me, anyway. I'm sure some people in this room will take advantage of this new Amazon service, but I would imagine that many of you in this room share some of the same memories that I have as a child, as a mom with children, in San Antonio, the way it works is, you know, the tents start popping up in November or whatever, and you eventually find the one that you're going to go to, and you have the whole experience of looking at the tiny trees and the big trees, and do we get the little Charlie Brown Christmas tree, or do I want that big Miracle on 34th Street Christmas tree? But those are memories that we create. And some of you that live in places like, I don't know, David, Connecticut, Vermont, maybe even California, you probably have Christmas tree farms that you go to, and you select your tree and you cut it down. And then the whole thing is just a crazy mess and trying to get it into the car or on top of the roof or in your trunk. But it's an experience, right? You've seen the cars driving down the street with the Christmas trees in the trunk. They'd barely fit in there, and it's just kind of funny, and you know the season. So to me, something about that is nostalgic. It's an experience, not always a fun one, but an experience nonetheless. And memories that, for me, I'll cherish forever with my family. Amazon's a big company, and they can certainly provide conveniences and delivering all sorts of things these days, but they cannot provide the human touch that we all need. And in this digital age, we are seeking more than ever human touch, just in a different way. Think about your favorite brands. A couple of my favorites you might identify with: Starbucks, Apple, maybe you're a Dunkin' person. I love these brands, Starbucks and Apple specifically, because of the experience that they provide consistently, every time. Apple's going to provide us an intuitive, simple to use experience that's clean and makes my life easier. Because they deliver to all of these things in every single release that they have, I love that brand. And I'm committed to that brand. And I wouldn't be caught dead with anything else. No Samsungs for me. Sorry for those of you that have them. But I am committed. That's the point. I love the brand. I'm committed to the brand. I'm engaged with the brand. And that's the feeling that I want to create at Massage Heights. Welcome to Massage Heights Convention 2018.